debating whether or not cannabis is, and tell your children, is basically about some people when they smoke marijuana have psychotic breaks and schizophrenic episodes. And I've seen it. I know people that have lost their fucking marbles with weed. And I know at least one guy whose whole life went on a downward spiral after Joey Diaz gave him an edible. Like, legitimately. On the podcast, by the way.
But he has crazy edibles.
Oh.
I don't even feel like that's fair to edibles because I hear him talk about the milligrams and I see normal people's reactions to it.
Yeah. I've taken his edibles. He
like tricks people into taking them, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. He lies about what the dosage is. He's such a savage. He's such an interesting person. Much. He would take an edible that's 500 milligrams, and he would take it out of the wrapper and put it in a wrapper that's 50 milligrams. It's so rude. It's so rude.
That's so fucked up. That would
so
ruin someone's, like, he's done it. He did it to Tom on, like, an airplane, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Tom was so mad at him. Yeah.
I want to start drugging people. That's funny.
It's only funny when it's Joey. You'd have to go along with it. You'd have to do the drugs.
It off?
You definitely could pull it off. But I'm just saying, like, if you're not doing the drugs yourself, the thing about Joey is he's doing the same dose. Like, he's dosing you, but he's also taking exactly what you're taking and more.
I think I could pull it off more because I don't do drugs. Because anytime I get, like, a gift box from a weed company, I give it to my friends. And I feel like I could easily be like, oh, here, and have one that says it's like 10 milligrams and like ruin Frank Castillo's week.
Yes, you could. Well, Frank could probably take it.
Steve.
Okay. Frank Castillo could take it, though. He knows how to smoke some weed.
I know he smokes a lot of weed.
He could put it away. He'll be all right. But
I don't know if he could put it away without making a fool out of himself.
Yeah.
He smokes a lot of weed, but he also will not be able to process anything that he doesn't wear it well. He doesn't wear it like a gentleman. I'll say that.
Wear it like a gentleman. Yeah, Joey, the thing about Joey is, though, it's not just dosing you. He will dose himself. Like, he takes what you're taking. Like,
yeah, but he's built like a brick house.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he's 300 pounds. Call me the other day, Joe, I'm down to 290. Like, congratulations. But he could, just all that mass, he could put away some fucking Chiba Chews and those stars of death. Those are 250 milligrams. That's a big dose. And he would just down 2-3 of them. I've seen it. It's like shocking. I've seen him eat 3 of them. And you're like you get nervous. Like, I gotta get out of here.
Isn't like 10 milligrams a respectable dose, or like 30? Isn't that the... No. Isn't that like the normal range for someone who's like got a family and is trying to like fuck his wife on a Friday night? You know what I mean? Like a normal person.
Yeah, if you don't, but he's not normal. Joey's not normal. But the thing we always would do is get dosed up when we get on planes. Getting on planes, getting high was always the real way to go.
Dude, your material about getting high and going to the airport and flying gives me panic attacks. That
is so true.
There's nothing I would less want to do than be fucked up at an airport.
But that's the point. The point is, like, it makes it an adventure. So instead of it being this boring thing that you have to do, now you're like barely keeping it together. You know, it's like trying to walk a tightrope while you're blindfolded, with like one eye's blindfolded and one arm's tied behind your back, and you got a fucking splinter in your foot. Like,
I'm never bored at the airport. I'm always overstimulated at the airport. I'm always overwhelmed. There are so many people doing so many different things from so many walks of life. There's so much going on. You got to be alert.
You have to be alert.
You got to go through the lines and stuff. People tell you what to do. There's very little margin for error before a TSA agent will correct your behavior.
That's why it's fun to be stupid high when you're doing that, because you have to like keep it together. But one time, me and Duncan, we were going to film a television show, and we got fucking obliterated. Same thing. Ate giant edibles. Went to the airport. Totally missed our flight. We were talking. Me and Duncan we could talk for hours. Me and Duncan were just sitting there in the airport, and then we realized, dude, when's our flight? And we looked up, and our flight had already left.
No.
Our flight was long gone. That's so stupid. It's such a classic stoner move. So we had to take another flight. We flew all night. And then we went to work in the morning with no sleep. We had to film the show with zero sleep. And the show that we were filming was about the Center for Disease Control in Galveston, Texas. So we're down in Galveston, like still high, right? Like no sleep at all, trying to stay awake, drinking coffee, talking to this guy who's telling us everyone's going to die. So this guy was talking to us about, we were talking about weaponized diseases. And essentially the guy at the Center for Disease Control is telling us it's not weaponized diseases I'm concerned with. It's it's just viruses mutating and jumping from livestock to people. And he's explaining that to us. And we were so high. And then we were in this building where they were working with Ebola and all these. The Center for Disease Control at Galveston is like, they work with like some of the worst hemorrhagic viruses and all these terrifying diseases. They're all in this fucking building in Texas. And they have these crazy ventilation systems and people are in spacesuits and they're walking around dealing with these things. Yeah. It's all down there. So here's Duncan and I. Missed our flight. High as fuck. Wandering around Galveston.
Next to a vial of Ebola.
Trying to stay awake. Listen to this guy talking about how everyone's going to die. I'm like,